So all this is what has contributed to this disconnect, whereby in this cetera, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and
Kenya, and maybe Zambia also a little bit.
Yeah, so you also have the class system, the British introducing a class system.
Yeah.
Which school did you go to? Which clubs do you belong to? Which neighborhood do you live in? And to be able to access, because that is dangled on you, you have to
Yeah.
go to Alliance, go to whatever, go to
St. Mary's,
work for certain
Nairobi
companies
school.
and all that. And if you went to Alliance, which is a public school, and you went to St. Mary's, the person in St. Mary's has more access than.
Yeah.
So these things might not be said, but they are there. They are socialized. You're socializing to them. And you create a very classist society, which is what Britain is still. If you go to Eton, then you meet sons and daughters of ministers and prime ministers and all that. We are trying to create, the British tried to create a miniature of that here, and it's still here.
Boris Johnson and David Cameron.
Yeah, it's
all Eton, all
some
boys.
people owning 30,000 acres up to now. I mean, when Prince Harry or whoever married... it's Prince William married some white girl here who we had never heard of, but
Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton, and they have a lake in their farm.
Oh.
I mean, what kind of in Kenya? I mean, what kind of life is that? Okay. Or the guy who flies his kids to school in Nairobi. Remember the helicopter that had landed somewhere in Nyeri. So that class system is the one that tells us there are some who are more, equal than others. Living in Karen, living in Gilgil, there's a white enclave there, or Naivasha, or wherever. There are these pockets, and then there are a few Africans who go in there, and they maintain this structure. In Nigeria, and white people, Nigerians don't even have space for white people.
Yeah.
You see the way in Kenya we worship them? We serve them first, or kids hang around their pants or whatever. Our girls want to go out with them. In Nigeria, they have no time for white skin. Nigeria people, and Nigerians are extremely wealthy. The people who you will meet in our normal circles. When you see them chopping money in clubs, that's actually the life. And they're doing that with dollars, not Kenya shillings. An average Nigeria tells you I've made, $14 million in a year. They believe in themselves and the trade. And then that's a legacy of the interaction with the colonialists as a way of trade and exploitation.
Yeah.
There was no subjugation. It was, we're interacting. You have something I want, trade with me. And then you get your money and I get my money. So that's part of the challenge you have as a settler, where the white people came to settle. It's not a former settler colony because they never left. They were in Karen initially. Then Africans started moving into Karen. They moved to Naivasha. Africans started moving there. And they moved to Gilgil and Nanyuki. In Gilgil, there's a place where you find a whole community of white people on 10 acres each. And you'll never see it from the road. All you see if you're past Pembroke, you see a container, police container, and then a rough road going in. If you just go in that 5 meters up that rough road, you will see an electric fence. Then you will see a live fence. Yeah? And you go in and you find this whole community, including an airstrip in there.
Oh.
Yes.
It appears I don't know my own country.
I discovered it by chance because I had a friend who liked my activism and she invited me to go to her uncle's place. And you're like, I can't believe I'm in Kenya.
You can't believe you're in Kenya.
You can't believe, and those
including
guys have
with
their
an
own
airstrip.
lifestyle.
Wow.
The uncle was talking about, I don't know where he had landed in Naivasha, and then Uhuru had also landed there in his private plane, and they said hi. And that's...
I heard from one taxi driver that we sometimes use. He was telling me a story about somewhere, I think it could be the place you're talking about. There's also like a lot of partying lifestyle, and sometimes they're always hired to take young Kenyan girls over there for, of course, whatever business we know. And he was describing it and he was like, that place is completely out of this world. I'm now joining like the dots